Hello, my name is Renita Walker. I am a Goldwell artist, and I am here to introduce you to Goldwell's new collection of the reds. Absolutely stunning colors. There are four different services for the reds. There's the deep violet service, as well as the fiery red service, the mahogany service, and the shimmering copper service. They're all absolutely stunning colors. With the reds collection, you get a sexy, powerful red with a beautiful light coppery blonde. There's two different segments to it. At the illuminated naturals, there is a 8N at GK, also a 4N at KK. At the illuminated reds, we have the 5B at BK, the 6K at KK, and the 700 at GK. Also, there's the 7RR at RR, the 6RR at PK, and the 4R at VR, as well as the 8SB at PK. These colors are going to give you a uniquely multi shine. The new illuminated reds provide color with intensity. At illuminated natural shades, the 8N at GK and the 4N at KK. They provide reliable gray coverage up to 100% in the Top Chic brand and the Top Chic line, as well as 75% in your colorons. I love the fact that they support one another, so therefore that you have no problem having a brilliant color after the fact. At illuminated technology creates multi-shine reflections matching the Top Chic, of course, and the colorons line. The shades are perfect for color balancing. Top Chic Effects is the other new reds that we have, and I can safely say I'm extremely excited. As soon as I got my kit in the mail, I had to go and share that with my staff. I love the fact that the intensity is absolutely phenomenal with them, and it creates unique fashion contrast while lifting up to 4 levels. That's totally amazing. And that's the 4 levels of lift without having to lighten the hair. And that is amazing for anybody that does have the darker hair color. So then there's no pre-lightening involved. And we're definitely guaranteed to get the vibrant colors that they're looking for. Yeah, I'm totally excited about that. Especially since we're hitting the fall. There's 5 shades. The K effects, the R effects, the VR effects, the RV effects, and also the KR effects. The nice thing about this is they have the Raymax Plus technology. I always love the fact of the Raymax technology because it gave you that durability that was needed with our reds, because a lot of times they weren't lasting as long. But now with the new Raymax technology, then we were able to get the vibrancy and get the brilliance and the colors that we needed from the reds, and the longevity, of course. And now they've given it a plus symbol. Yay, yay, yay. I'm really excited about that. I'm quite happy. So this formulation is mixed 2-to-1. It's going to be mixed like an 11 series. So whichever developer that you choose to use is absolutely fine, rather it be your 6%, your 9%, or your 12%. And I'm going to give you a little preview of the color that they have in here. How beautiful are they? Absolutely stunning. From the K effects, the R effects, the VR effects, the KR effects, and then absolutely the RV effects. Absolutely beautiful. And for right now, you're only going to be able to get those in tube form. I'm not sure if they're going to be in a canister, but right now the tubes are absolutely phenomenal. I've ordered a bunch myself because I am loving what I'm getting from mixing ratios for the Goldwell at illuminated colors are two equal portions for the at illuminated shades. For the top sheet effects, it is a 2-to-1 formulation. You mix that formula just like you would do an 11 series. For the Bond Pro Plus, look at your NOMI chart, and it will give you specific measurements for different things, for the perms, for your lighteners, for your top sheet, and it cannot be used with our Carasilk smoothing treatments. Now you may ask, is this red service for everyone? I'm going to say not so much. I think it can be created for everyone. I usually ask my clients when I'm doing my consultation with them, do they want to whisper, do you want to speak, or do you want to scream? I think it's wonderful that the red service can accommodate each client, rather they're going to whisper, rather they're going to speak, or rather they're going to scream. As you can see, with the fiery red, there's a lot of screaming going on. But also, if you take a look at our deep violet service, she's a little bit more subtle. That's where I'd like to kind of give you an idea of where the new top chic effects kind of fit into your world. You can always do some underlying color, a little bit of piecework or something like that with the vibrancy and the new top chic effect color work, and that just kind of can give somebody an introduction into color if they've never had it before. I don't mind doing color underneath, just enough for them to see it, and if they want to hide it, they can, just a few little pieces here and there, and that always gets that person in the door for me. That's how it will benefit us as stylists, and I think it's a great idea on Goldwell. I'd also like to introduce you to a new product that Goldwell has. It's the new Bond Pro. Bond Pro is essential to your color needs. I think it's an excellent product once more. The reason that they have the Bond Pro is to heal the hair while the color is in there. It doesn't do an after healing effect. It takes care of the hair and keeps it healthy while you're doing your color service. And it can be used in your lighteners. It can be used in your color services. And I think probably the most exciting thing of all is that it can be used after your perm work. Now, it cannot be used with any acid color, so I would not use it with the color-ons, and it is not to be used with the Illumin. Only the alkaline products from Goldwell can it be used with. Now there's two ways you can use it. You can use it while you're doing your service with your client, or you can use it afterwards as a service, after service at the bowl or basin. There are two steps to the Bond Pro. One is the protection serum, and in this serum it can be added to the lightener. It can be added to your color services, and it can also be added to your texturizing services. What this process does with the protection serum is it goes inside the hair and it penetrates and helps to keep the hair from breaking during the service. So it's giving you healthy hair during your service. Also, there's the Nourishing Fortifier, and that one is an after service treatment. And what that does is it helps reinforce the bonds in the hair, as well as strengthening the fibers in the hair. This can be used as a back bar treatment, as well as a treatment while you're doing your coloring service. I think this is quite helpful to anybody that has textured hair like myself. I think it's a great product line, and I definitely have used it. I love how it makes my clients' hair feel. The new Bond Pro, I think, is going to be a plus for anybody's salon. I have done it with my lightening formulations, and I noticed a difference right away. as well as with my color services. I've used it on my hair, and my hair feels amazing after the color services. Once more, this product should not be used with your alumin as well as your colorants, because they're acid colors. It's only to be used with your services that are alkaline. Having said that, I would love to show you a definite technique that I chose for my model. And my model is going to do the fiery red service. Actually, when I asked her to be my model, which is kind of funny, she told me what she wanted, because I had sent her a couple pictures of the service that I wanted to do for her, on her, as my model. So she picked the fiery red, and I'm going to come back a little bit later and introduce you to my model, Melissa, and show you the technique that I am going to use on her hair. So we'll be back in a little bit. This is my model, Melissa. Melissa's a client of ours for a long time, and she was absolutely fabulous coming in here to volunteer for me to do her hair. So we chose the fiery red for her. She wanted something a little bit different, and she is one that is not a whisperer. She likes to scream with her hair color. So I'm going to part her off, and then we'll get back and I'll show you what I did. I have Melissa parted off, and I'm going to do zigzag parting. Melissa was lovely because she got her own zigzag parting in there, so we have a beautiful undercut, and I'm going to use that as part of my my parting section. And I'm going to, just with her undercut, I'm going to apply all my background color on there, so when she wears her hair up, she's going to look balanced. So I'm going to start with using a foil. Well, I take that back. I'm not going to use a foil. I'm going to apply my background section. This is a little awkward. Let me see if I can do it from the other end. As I am a righty, so I'm going to tap in my color. Being careful not to get it on her skin. Because of her fair complexion, she'll definitely stain beautifully, I might add. It's what makes the Max Red so nice, the staining process and the longevity of them. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Being quite careful not to get it on her skin. Beautiful. Now I'm going to tap in my background at her roots. Melissa is a natural level 6, and her shaft to ends are 6 kg. So she was perfect for this, even though she wouldn't have cared less if she was an absolute blonde. She still would have loved getting this procedure done. So I'm making sure I saturate her roots with my color. And I'm going to pull it out to the shaft, as I'm going to use a technique to diffuse the colors together. So I'm going to go in with my second color, which is BOO at GK, 700 at GK. I'm going to use foils because of her length of her hair. And I don't want to be a slob and get color everywhere. So I'm just painting that on from the shaft to the ends using the flash framing technique. just to make sure that everything is blended in quite nicely. And I'm going to use 3 colors for this. I have my base being 7RR at RR, which is such a beautiful color in a bowl. I would actually like to have an outfit with that color. And from her shaft to ends, I'm adding the K effects, which is like fire. Absolutely beautiful. Gonna do the same thing on her opposite side. Gonna make sure I put a foil over top of that so she doesn't fade into the rest of her hair. Placing my foil under there, protecting. And I'm using my 700 at GK. This is a fun technique. I love diffusing the colors and having them melt into one another. It has an interesting look to the eyes. Well, the eyes, if you're looking at it, not like your eyeballs, but just to the eyes. And I'm taking that all the way out to her ends, making sure that she's blended nicely. So it's going to be a smooth, diffused line, almost non-existent to the eye. And I'm going to do that all the way up Melissa's head, and I will get back to you with that. So I've done zigzag sectioning using my parting zigzag on the sides, and I applied my 4 different shading, which is the 700 GK at with the 30 volume, and the 700 GK with the 20 volume, as well as the K effects and the RRs, the 7RR at RR. So now what I'm doing, my model on the picture, she has a fringe area. Melissa does not have a fringe area. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to do my same process with the sectioning. I'm going to do the zigzag sectioning, and I'm going to finish her off her fringe area, because this is all we have left, and it did take a little bit of time to get that done. She's quite patient though. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to insert a foil under her hairline after I tap in her base color. And the base that I'm using is 7RR at RR. I did tap it around my last section all the way around. So, and this is my 6%, but I'm going to follow through using my 30% of the 7RR. I'm sorry, darling.
That's okay.
And this is going to be her frontal area. Trying not to have to tap into her nose. That could be a tad bit uncomfortable. And I'm going to go backwards, following up to her crown, doing my zigzag partings and using my K effects, my 700 at GK, and also my 7RR 30 volume, tapping in my 7RR 20 volume into her base. So I finished with Melissa's hair, and I've pinned all of my foils out of her face. I did my zigzag effect up through her fringe area as well as her sides, and through her back, still using my zigzag sectioning and using my 4 different coloring to create my fiery red technique. So now I'm going to process her for 30 minutes and I'll get back. So this is my end result with Melissa and myself doing my fiery red. As you can see, all the colors spilling through her hair, looking absolutely gorgeous. She's in love with her hair. She's talking about wearing blue because it's going to make her hair pop a little bit more. And it definitely will. Melissa had already existing silk lift pieces in there, and you can see some of those pieces picking up the color ever so nicely. But I love my end result, and I'm thankful that Melissa came in to be my model. And this was my red, fiery red rendition. Thank you so very much.